You go from Triple H gnawing everybody a new butthole, right? To not too long in the future, you are tagging Triple H in a match that
Yeah.
features
Oh,
you,
wow.
Kurt Angle, and the Undertaker.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about this. This is like you all of a sudden you're this new guy. You're in here. You're getting this tag. You're with the greats. Give us your thoughts on this.
Well, that was the first time that I'd ever worked with Angle, and I learned extremely quickly just how aggressive Kurt Angle is. Up until then, anytime I had been working with somebody, obviously when you work with people, they're gonna hit you, but they're gonna hit you safe. And they may hit you hard, but they're gonna hit you hard in safe places. Or somebody's gonna grab you, and they're not gonna really grab you as hard as they can. Kurt Angle's an intense dude. And I remember he kicked me, or when he grabbed me, he did everything with a purpose. And that's when I was just like, because I mean, think about it. At that time, I'm like 24.
Right.
And I kind of still consider myself a kid, but that's when I knew, all right, you're in here. Yeah. There was a couple times when I knew you're working with grown men now. When I worked with him, when I worked with Bob Holly, and yeah, like this isn't D3 baseball anymore, where you see an 88 mile an hour slider and you're like, ooh, nah, right. Those days are done. But it was also just the best experience, because I think when that match happened, I want to say it had been under a year and a half that I was literally a fan sitting at home watching. And to think of the transformation and where I went in a year and a half, it still to this day blows my mind.
That's crazy. You obviously had some crazy, very big highlight moments for having a relatively short career. You had some really high, and a lot of people will point to the 2003 Royal Rumble where that was the big kickoff moment, pardon the pun, where you knocked Undertaker out. I saw
2002 Rumble.
Oh, sorry, 2002. Okay, so my bad. 2002. No,
it's just in 2003 I tried the same spot the next year, and then I got my ass thrown out.
And I'm sure the audience cheered that maneuver right there. So in 2002, you knock out the Undertaker. I was watching an episode of The Bump that you did several months ago. And in it, they talked about there's kind of a behind-the-scenes story where you talked about learning that spot that you're going to knock the Undertaker out of the Royal Rumble. And I guess the way the story went down is you talked to Shane, who I'm assuming is Shane McMahon, and Shane McMahon comes up to you, says you're gonna take out the Undertaker, and the Undertaker then responds with, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And so. What happens after that? Like, walk me, how long does it take Undertaker to be like, all right, and walk me through that process?
Because they flew me in. Most everybody that the pay-per-view was in Atlanta. Most everybody was already at the pay-per-view. Well, they flew me in the day of. So obviously, flying me in the day of, I'm thinking I'm going to be a celebratory, hey, coming in at number 17 and now immediately out.
There
number 17. Right. Yeah, exactly. That's all I thought it was going to be. So to fly me in, and I got there late because of the flight, obviously, and having takers, and Shane said it so nonchalantly. Shane said it to me as though, he was explaining to me his sandwich order. Just like nothing. And I literally was just terrified, realizing that not only did I have a spot in this Rumble, but I had the spot that everybody would be talking about if pulled off correctly. But with that responsibility, yes, there's something good on the back end, but equally as bad if I don't pull it off. So fear immediately took over. Taker quickly, looked down at me and kind of winked and let me know he was just kidding with the whole, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Right.
But at that point, that's when the fear set in, because like I was saying with Chris Van Vliet, a few months back, what if I miss the drop kick? What if I don't hit him? What if I completely whiff him? His back's to the ring, and it's not like Taker and I are just going to start a wrestling match. I'm not whipping his ass and eliminating the Undertaker. That's not happening. So like there a lot was riding on that spot. And if it doesn't, because the person coming in after me was Scotty Too Hottie. Hell, he's not eliminating the Undertaker either. So just a lot was riding on it. And more than likely, if I don't hit him with the drop kick, I don't have a job the following day. So it set in really quick just how important moving forward in my career that this one spot was going to be. But then again, he's Taker for a reason. By the time I went out there, and I was at ease as I possibly could have been at that moment.